Hey YouTubers, this is Wes, and today we're going to be doing an oil change on my 92 F-150 with the 4.9 liter inline 6. As you can see here, I've already got my oil and filter picked out. Mobile Super 5000 conventional oil, 5W30. You'll need a 19mm socket and a ratchet or breaker bar, and preferentially I use a Purolator L3001 filter. It's a direct replacement for the FL1A filter from Ford through Motorcraft. Entire oil change was $21.25 via Walmart, and just going to go over how to fill everything, how to drain, this and that, and about 30 minutes we'll be done. Alrighty guys, we got our 19mm socket under the truck. Passenger side is where your oil drain plug is going to be. 6-point socket will do fine. Small breaker bar. When you tighten it back up to finish this up so you can pour the new oil in, finger tight only, and then about a half a turn beyond that. That way you don't have to worry about stripping out your drain plug and oil pan and having to replace both. Now, I've already got mine loosened up, so all I have to do at this point is simply twist it loose. The fluid will go down into the pan, and then after it's done draining, simply replace my oil plug, and then we'll go up top to fill the engine back up in oil and replace the filter. Guys, drain plug has been removed, oil drained from the system, old filter removed. Just going to have to fill the new filter with new oil, spin it on, and then just put the oil back in that we bought at Walmart. Now, I want to talk about filters and stuff like that for a second. The Purolator filter and the CarQuest filter, both really good filters for the price. This one and this one here, both were less than $3.50. The CarQuest one was like $3.30 something. The Walmart Purolator Classic filter, the L3001 from Purolator, it was $3.27 today when I bought it. Motorcraft is negligible at $3.64, I think it was. And the funny part is they both, if I'm not mistaken, comes out of Champion Labs, which produces both but puts a different sticker on each one. Albeit, with one caveat to that, they both have nice rubber surround that goes around to seal it to the engine block. They both have paper media and a rubber anti-drain back valve and metal end caps. Those are the things that Fram doesn't have until you get up to like the Fram Extra Guard $10 and something a cent filter that in all honesty are crap. If you get the regular Fram $3 or $4 filter, you get plastic end caps, a plastic with the Fram regular oil filters. It's on the same shelf as these guys, and the same, less than $4 per filter. Instead of having metal end caps, a rubber anti-drain back valve, they actually have cardboard end caps that is the same material as the media, and they have the plastic anti-drain back valves. Now, I don't know anybody else would knowingly and wantingly put cardboard and plastic and allow hot oil to filter through it and then carry pieces back into your engine if something was to fail. Whereas these are quality made filters for the same exact price, and you don't have to worry about a piece of cardboard getting dislodged and going into your engine. You don't have to worry about a plastic drain back valve melting or deforming and allowing either really dry starts or to allow a piece of that plastic to get into a part of your engine that's going to cause issues. Now, with that said, the only thing that I've got to do for my filters is take your extra quart, since the 4.9 liter engine does take 6 quarts instead of 5. Fill the new filter about half to 3/4 of the way full with it. Now, don't put a whole full quart in there because it will hold it, but it will make it hard to put on. Just fill it up and let it settle. We're at about half a quart, and then take your finger, put a little bit thin film of new oil on your filter gasket, and then just simply spin it on. Now, Jiffy Lube, I worked there for a little while, for a couple months, and I really didn't like their way of doing things. They would put a new filter on. That wasn't the issue. The issue was they wouldn't pre-fill it, just like the manual says right here. You can actually look at it. Right there, it says put oil in the filter, screw the new filter on, 3/4 to 1 turn after finger tight, and you're good to go. Another thing I'd like to show you is always check your dipstick before you drop your oil. That gives you an indication if you've got oil consumption or a leak. You can be like, hey, I've got this amount low, so that, you know, whenever you go put your new oil in and you come up low again, you don't blame it on oil or a filter or something like that. And also, when removing your old oil filters, make sure that the old gasket is also on the filter itself instead of stuck to the engine block. If you put rubber to rubber from the old gasket material being left on the engine block to this new gasket that you're putting in, it will cause a severe oil leak, and if you don't know it and you're driving down the road at 65 miles an hour, you're going to see an engine lock up and you're going to be out a lot of money. Because also, here's my point, this very little pressure holding it in. If you can notice, there's little nubs that put pressure against the surround itself. This little gasket is pressed in place. There's no glue. Simply little nubs press it into this outer ring, and that's the only thing that holds it on there. So just make sure that whenever you pull the old filter off, that the old gasket comes off too. Alrighty guys, now what I like to do is go ahead and remove your oil fill cap. Just right here. It's out in the open on these inline 6s. It's very simple. It's one of the reasons that it was a lot of people's favorite engine since it was introduced around the 60s up till 1996 when they were discontinued from the F-Series trucks. Take your other half a quart or so of oil that you use to fill your filter and simply started pouring it in. That's all you got to do. Pour this in, pour the other 5 quarts in, and then that's the whole conclusion to changing the oil in a 4.9 liter inline 6. 6 quarts. Ford Motorcraft FL1A filter is what you need. You can run 5W30 or 10W30. The manual actually specifies that any ambient temperatures over 60 degrees consistently use 10W30, and if you're under 60 degrees temperature ambient, just use 530. It makes the starts a lot easier, it doesn't gel up overnight, cause hard starts, stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. So if you just want to know a question, subscribe, it'd be great. Always up for questions, always up for ideas for new videos. So just go and hit that subscribe button, please. Just wanted to show you guys one thing before I get into finishing this oil up, and that is always start with your quart if possible. That way that after you get done with the quart jug, you can cut the bottom off at an angle and make a ready-made filter for free. You can choose to keep it or throw it away at the end of your oil change. That's up to you, but hey, free is free, and in today's economy every dollar helps. So just going to show you how I cut mine particularly, and it gets the job done and it doesn't make a mess. So just cut it off at a slight angle, that way you can put your new filler in, and there you go. Thicker jugs, like I've noticed with this Mobile 5000, it won't fit quite so well. So what I'm going to do is make a little small incision that allows it to kind of form up around that and keep it from leaking the oil out. But that's all it takes, just like I said, a little incision, and you've got a ready-made oil filter that is going to allow you to put the other 5 quarts in and not spill half of it all over your engine and make a mess.